What if I told you the average SUV costs nearly $10,000 a year to maintain? Sounds insane, right? Between depreciation, insurance premiums, routine maintenance, and the inevitable surprise repairs that seem to strike at the worst possible moments, owning a modern SUV can feel less like transportation and more like a second mortgage. But here's the truth that dealerships don't want you to know. Not all SUVs are money pits. Some quietly cross 400,000, even 500,000 miles with nothing more than oil changes, filters, and common sense maintenance. These are the vehicles that mechanics recommend to their own families, the ones that insurance companies secretly subsidize, and the models that retain their value like fine art in a climate-controlled vault. Today, I'm counting down 9 smart SUVs that protect your wallet on repairs, insurance, and de divers, born, wine, bouwen, depreciation, and I'll show you exactly when an extended warranty makes sense and when it's simply throwing good money after bad. Stick around for the #1 spot and the bonus segment, where I expose 2 SUVs that can drain your bank account faster than a bad stock pick during a market crash. Ready to buy once and drive forever? Let's go. At number 9, we've got the Subaru Outback, the SUV that basically invented the crossover segment and changed American driving habits forever. Back in the 1990s, people thought wagons were boring relics of a bygone era, suitable only for suburban dads and retirees. Subaru slapped on some rugged cladding, raised the suspension, gave it symmetrical all-wheel drive as standard equipment, and suddenly families had a vehicle that could handle snow-covered mountain passes, muddy dirt trails, and monotonous highway commutes without breaking a sweat. Here's the kicker that makes financial advisors nod approvingly. Most Outbacks sail past 200,000 miles with nothing more than routine oil changes and brake jobs. I've personally seen these vehicles hit 300,000 miles when owners actually stick to the maintenance schedule, which, tragically, most people don't. Sliding into number 8 is the Toyota RAV4, the best-selling SUV in America for good reason, and that's not by accident or aggressive marketing. Toyota simply nailed the formula decades ago and has refused to mess with success. An easy driving experience, a rock-solid chassis that doesn't rattle itself apart at 50,000 miles, and an engine that feels like it was designed by engineers who genuinely believed vehicles should outlast their original owners. Here's what blows me away. Every time I look at the data, older RAV4s regularly cross 300,000 miles without a single major repair, and I've personally inspected 2010 models still running strong on their original drivetrain components. Not rebuilt transmissions, not replacement engines, not refurbished differentials. Original equipment that's been properly maintained and clearly wasn't designed with planned obsolescence in mind. And because Toyotas have earned that reputation for exceptional longevity through decades of consistent performance, the RAV4 holds its value like a beach house in Malibu. At number 7, we've got the Acura RDX, probably the most underrated luxury SUV in the American market, and you know what? That obscurity actually works in favor of smart buyers like us, because while everyone else is chasing BMWs, Audis, and Mercedes with their eyes glazed over by German engineering mythology, the RDX quietly delivers the same luxury experience for literally half the cost, and without the maintenance nightmares that send European luxury owners into financial ruin. Here's the secret that Acura doesn't advertise but every knowledgeable mechanic knows. From 2013 to 2018, the RDX shared its fundamental powertrain architecture with the Honda Pilot, which is about as bulletproof as modern automotive engineering gets. That means you're getting a bomb-proof 3.5-liter V6 engine and Honda's proven 6-speed automatic transmission, wrapped in a genuinely luxurious interior with real leather seating surfaces, dramatically better sound insulation, and technology that doesn't feel dated within 18 months. It's basically a Honda Pilot wearing a tailored suit and speaking with a slightly refined accent. Coming in hot at number 6 is the Hyundai Santa Fe, a name that might genuinely surprise longtime car enthusiasts who remember when Hyundai represented the absolute bottom of the automotive barrel. A decade ago, mentioning Hyundai in a discussion about reliability would have drawn laughter from knowledgeable mechanics, but the Santa Fe has completely rewritten that narrative through consistent engineering improvements and quality control that puts many traditional manufacturers to shame. The secret weapon here is warranty coverage that remains unmatched in the mainstream automotive industry. Hyundai, just like its corporate cousin Kia, backs this SUV with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty that transfers to subsequent owners. At number 5, we have the Lexus LX, the armored personnel carrier of luxury SUVs. designed not for fashion statements but for genuine global travel under the most demanding conditions imaginable. Underneath those heated and ventilated leather seats, underneath the polished chrome badge and the hand-stitched dashboard, it's fundamentally a Toyota Land Cruiser, which is legendary for going places other SUVs wouldn't dare attempt and lasting longer than some people's marriages and mortgages combined. These machines are famous among overlanders and international aid workers for hitting 400,000 to 500,000 miles with nothing beyond routine maintenance, and in remote regions of Africa and the Middle East, some examples have reportedly racked up over 1 million miles on their original engine and transmission. The Lexus LX simply takes that bulletproof durability and wraps it in luxury comfort that can compete with anything from Stuttgart or Munich. Cracking into the top 4 is the Mazda CX-5, definitive proof that you absolutely don't need to choose between emotional styling and mechanical reliability. Most compact SUVs feel like kitchen appliances designed by committee, optimized for cost-cutting rather than driving pleasure, but the CX-5 actually drives like a car you want to be in, even when you're just running mundane errands. Sharp handling that borders on sports sedan territory, genuinely attractive exterior styling that won't look at intend, in striking red in 3 years, and still tough enough to cross 200,000 miles with proper care and maintenance. Here's something I absolutely love about Mazda's engineering philosophy. Unlike so many competitors chasing incremental fuel economy gains, the CX-5 doesn't use a continuously variable transmission. Instead, you get a real 6-speed automatic transmission with actual gears, actual shift points, and actual durability that CVTs simply cannot match over the long term. At number 3, we've got the Subaru Forester, a compact SUV that's practically bulletproof when maintained according to specifications, and Consumer Reports, which accepts no advertising and buys every vehicle it tests anonymously, gave it an astonishing 98 out of 100 reliability score. That's about as close to mathematically perfect as you'll ever see in the notoriously complicated and failure-prone modern car world. Now let's address the elephant in the garage that everyone whispers about: Subaru's continuously variable transmissions. A decade ago, these units genuinely had problems that couldn't be ignored, with premature failures leaving owners stranded and facing 5-figure repair estimates. But here's the truth that online forums often ignore in favor of perpetuating horror stories. Subaru identified the problem, redesigned the affected components, and fixed it. As long as you actually change the CVT fluid every 30,000 miles, which admittedly almost nobody does until it's too late, you'll completely avoid the nightmare scenarios and keep this SUV running smoothly for decades of faithful service. At number 2, we've got the Honda CR-V, the SUV that finally knocked the Toyota RAV4 off its long-held sales throne through relentless refinement and attention to what buyers actually value. For years, these two Japanese titans have gone head-to-head in one of the most competitive automotive segments on Earth. But the latest CR-V delivers genuinely better handling characteristics, better standard safety features that don't require expensive option packages, and even better fuel economy, topping out at an impressive 30 miles per gallon combined despite its boxy shape and substantial interior volume. At number 1, we have the Honda HR-V, the little brother of the legendary CR-V that's inherited all the family durability without the corresponding price premium. Don't let its compact dimensions and modest appearance fool you for a single moment. The HR-V represents one of the most reliably boringly reliable small SUVs on the entire market, and it's backed by Honda's legendary engineering culture that prioritizes longevity over quarterly profits. So I'll ask you directly, which of these proven dependable SUVs would you trust to keep faithfully for the next 10 years, or perhaps even